Okay. Okay. In the last class, we have discussed about the different types of contraceptive methods, like natural methods of contraception, and next barrier methods, and next IUDs, that is intrauterine devices. And next, we'll discuss about oral administration. That is okay. That is, we say simply we can call it as oral pills. Okay, oral administration. Okay, sorry. Oral administration of small doses of either progestrogens or progestrogen estrogen combinations is another contraceptive method used by the females. Okay, that means oral administration. That means small doses. We should not take high doses. We have to take only a small dose, because hormones are required or are produced in a very small quantity, but they bring a lot of change. That's why the administration of these one has to be taken in a small quantity only. So oral administration of small doses of either progestrogen, that means the substance which can produce progesterone, and or progestrogen estrogen combination, that means which can able to produce progesterone as well as estrogen. Okay, combinations is another contraceptive method used by the females. They are used in the form of tablets and hence are popularly called pills. Okay, these small doses which are taken orally are taken in the form of small tablets. That's why they are commonly called as pills. Okay, there are different types of pills are there. Already we have studied one pill, that is Saheli. Okay, Saheli. While we are discussing about RCH program, okay, we have come across this Saheli, the improvements in the in the following years during in this RCH. The CDRA, that is Central Drug Research Institute in Lucknow, has developed a pill called the chemical name we call it as centchroman, because it was developed by the family belonging to the chroman, and it was developed by the CSIR, that is Central Scientific and Industrial Research, that is one of the institute that is CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute, which is present in Lucknow, has developed this Saheli. Okay, when you observe here, that is one, that is once in a week pill. Once in a week pill. Okay, but here generally the pills has to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle. Okay, that means these oral pills which were taken as a contraceptive method, these pills has to be taken for a period of 21 days in the first 5 days of menstruation. That means once the menstruation starts, okay, that is the first day, you can say, okay, within the 3 to 5 days, within the 3 to 5 days of menstruation, we had to start taking the pill, and we had to continue every day. One pill has to be taken for a period of 21 days. After 21 days, again, they can take a break of 1 week or 7 days, and again, they have to continue till they desire for a child. So till, okay, how much time period they doesn't want a child, okay, they have to take this pills, okay, for 21 days in each menstrual cycle, leaving a gap of 1 week or 7 days. Okay, that is, so that's what we can say here. Okay, pills has to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle. After a gap of 7 days, during which menstruation occurs, it has to be repeated in the same pattern till the female desires to prevent conception. Okay, That means till how many days they want to prevent conception. Up to that point, in every month or during every menstrual cycle, okay, they have to take this pill for about 7 days, okay, 21 days, leaving a gap between one cycle to, okay, leaving a gap between one administration to another administration for a period of 7 days. Okay, that is when you observe here, depending upon the okay hormone production, that is either it is progestrogen or progestrogen estrogen combination, depending upon that, okay, it will be functioning. Okay, if you are taken progestrogens, they inhibit ovulation, because when the progesterone levels are more, estrogen levels will be reduced. As a result, ovulation cannot occur. So that's why, okay, they inhibit ovulation. And if you take progesterone and estrogen combinations, then they will inhibit both ovulation as well as implantation. Okay, that is, they inhibit ovulation and implantation as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent or retard entry of sperms. Okay, that means, okay, these hormones are very important. Okay, they inhibit either ovulation and implantation, as well as they also alter the quality of the cervical mucus to prevent or retard entry of the sperm. Okay, this mucus, okay, the thickness of the mucus is very important for the motility of the sperm. But okay, when this mucus is very thick, it will prevent the motility of the sperm. As a result, the sperms cannot reach the ovum and conception is prevented. Okay, pills are very effective with the lesser side effects and are well accepted by the females, because these are simple now. Okay, these are the simple ones, so they can use this one. Okay, pills are very effective because they are hormone related with the lesser side effects and are well accepted by the females. Okay, that is, already we have discussed about Saheli. Saheli, the new oral contraceptive for the females, contains a non-steroidal preparation. That means it is not a hormonal. It is not a hormone related contraceptive pill. Okay, but it prevents ovulation and implantation by affecting the hormones, production of hormones. Understand? Okay, that is, it is a once a week pill with very few side effects and high contraceptive value. Okay, the chemical that is present in that Saheli is called centroman, and this centroman will act on the ovary and prevents ovulation, and even if the ovulation occurs, it prevents the implantation. Okay, so thereby it prevents the pregnancy, conception, and prevents, okay, pregnancy. So that is Saheli. Okay, that's what this is Saheli. The Saheli was developed by CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute, which is present in Lucknow. Who is, okay, that is okay. It is once a week pill, not a daily pill. It is a once a week pill. Okay, and it is having a few side effects and a high contraceptive value. Okay, that is okay, and it is used by a large number of countries throughout the world. This is Saheli. Okay, that is, and next one, injectables. Okay, progestrogens alone or in combination with the estrogen can also be used by females as injections. Okay, that means they can use certain, okay, that means like how they are taking the pills, in the same manner they can take in the form of injection. These progestrogens are progestrogens with the estrogen combination in the form of injection, or they can also use implants under the skin. Generally, these implants are placed above the elbow region of the forearm under the skin with a small surgery by the doctors. These implants are placed under the skin near the elbow in the forearm, in the forearm with a small surgery by the doctors. And these implants can be placed, can be used by the females who want to have a gap between the child for about 3 to 5 years, because they are effective for about 3 to 5 years. Whenever they want to have a child with a small surgery, again they are removed from the elbow region, which is inserted, and within 2 or 3 months they can be regularized with the menstrual cycle and they can have a child. That is implants under the skin. Their mode of action is similar to that of pills and their effective periods are much longer. These implants will function like that of pills, like because they are having progestrogens or progestrogen estrogen combinations. So they prevent ovulation or implantation, and they also reduces the motility of the sperms by changing the mucus condition in the cervix. That they'll function like that of oral contraceptives. These injections and implants both. Mode of action is similar to that of pills and their effective periods are much longer. These implants will work for a longer period, like IUDs. Those who want to have a gap between one child to another child for about 3 years, they can employ these methods, this implant method. That is. And next, administration of progestrogens or progestrogen estrogen combinations or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been found to be very effective as emergency contraceptives, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. That means if they are using this progestrogen or progestrogen estrogen combination, that means oral contraceptive or injections or implants, or they are using IUDs within the 72 hours of coitus, they are they observed that they are more effective. They can be used as a emergency contraceptive for the person who underwent with a rape or a casual unprotected intercourse. Casual unprotected intercourse. That means unfortunately, if any intercourse has been occurred, so if the female doesn't want to have a child, unknowingly, then they can use this emergency contraceptives. These either IUD or oral contraceptive, or they can use this injections or implants. And next, surgical methods. These are all, when you observe this natural methods, barrier methods or IUDs, oral contraceptives, injections and implants, these are temporary. They'll work for a certain period of time. But when you observe the surgical methods also called sterilization, are generally advised for the male or female partner as a terminal method to prevent any more pregnancies. That means if the couple doesn't want to have a child further, okay, already they have got one or two child, okay, and further they doesn't want any child, then in that case, what they can go means they can undergo with this surgical method, because the surgical method is the terminal method, because it is the least reversible. Okay, it is reversible, but it is the least reversible. That's why it's considered as the terminal. That means when the couple doesn't want to have a child further, either male partner or female partner can undergo this surgical methods, so that they do not, okay, they cannot have the child further. Okay, how these surgical methods will work? Surgical intervention blocks gamete transfer, okay, transport, and thereby prevent conception. Okay, surgical intervention blocks gamete transport and thereby prevent conception. Okay, the sterilization procedure in the male is called vasectomy, and that in the female is called tubectomy. Okay, the sterilization method for the males, we are calling it as vasectomy, and for the females, we are calling it as a tubectomy. Means cut. Vas, okay, okay, here vasectomy, that means a cut. Okay, what is cut means vas difference, because in males we'll have vas difference, no, to reach the sperms that are produced in the testes are carried to the ejaculatory duct. And for females, we are calling it as tubectomy, because here we are cutting the fallopian tubes. That's why it is called as a tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas difference is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum. That means that through scrotum, a small incision is made to the scrotum, and through the scrotum, okay, they will pass a needle, and needle, and this needle will help in cutting the vas difference, and the tips of the vas difference are tied. You can see here. Okay, in females, is all the womb are undergoing fertilization? Vigneshwi.
No, sir.
Then what happens to the womb if it is not fertilized? Where it will go?
Sir, what, sir?
Okay. Is all the womb in the females are undergoing fertilization?
No, sir.
Certainly not. Then what happens to the womb if it is not fertilized?
It comes along with menstruation cycle.
Who said? Who said it will come along with the menstruation? Menstrual flow. It will get degenerated in the fallopian tube itself, phagocytosis. Degenerates, and later it is a phagocytosis. It will not come along with the menstrual flow. It will not even enters into the uterus. It will stay in the fallopian tube. It will degenerate. If it is not fertilized, it will degenerate within the fallopian tube and later get a phagocytosis. Fallopian tube. It will never enter into the uterus if it is not fertilized. Only when it is fertilized, it will start dividing. Never ovum enters. Okay, even into the uterus also never, okay, the fertilized zygote will enter. It will enter in the stage of 16 to 32 cell stage embryo, the blastula. So if it is not entered into the, okay, if it is cut, you can see here the vast difference. Here we can see the vast difference. Here the vast difference is cut at some point in the vast difference, and the tips are tied. Then what happens to the sperms? They will not be released. Okay, in the female, okay, in the males, they can undergo normal copulation. They can ejaculate, but that ejaculate consists of only seminal plasma, not the semen. Okay, that means it doesn't have sperms. It have only the seminal plasma. Seminal plasma plus sperms together we are calling as semen. Okay, here the semen is not released, only seminal plasma is released with, okay, that is semen without sperms. Then what happens to the spermatozoa? The spermatozoa get degenerate within the testes. Understand? In the same manner, okay, you can see in the fallopian tube. Okay, in the females also, the fallopian tubes are cut. The fallopian tubes are cut at one point and the ends are tied. The ovum will enter into the fallopian tube. The ovum will enter into the fallopian tube, but it stays in the fallopian tube. But as the sperm is not reaching, okay, after its a time period, it started degenerating and later phagocytosed. The same manner with the spermatozoa. Understand? Anybody is having any doubt here?
No, sir.
So, okay, that is sterilization procedure in the male is called vasectomy, and that in the female we call it as tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens, is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum. Okay, that means in the scrotum a small incision is done, and through the scrotum a needle is passed, and it is reaches up to the vas deferens, and it will cut the vas deferens, and later they will tie the tip of the vas deferens with that needle, so that it will prevent the release of the spermatozoa at the time of insemination. And at the same time, in the females, we undergo tubectomy. Whereas in tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through vagina. Okay, through vagina, cervix, uterus, and they pass the needle into the fallopian tube. And with the help of that needle, they will cut the fallopian tube and tie the tips of the fallopian tube. Okay, these techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is very poor. So that's why, as the reversibility is very poor, that's why what they are saying means, okay, these are the terminal methods of contraception. That means if the couple, after having the child, if they doesn't want to have a child further completely, at that time they can undergo this surgical methods or sterilization methods. Okay, that is. And next, here one thing you have to remember, the removal of reproductive, okay, the primary reproductive organs is not considered as a contraceptive method. Okay, we are undergoing, okay, we are going with natural methods, barrier methods, IUDs, oral contraceptives, injectables, okay, implants, and finally we are going with the surgical methods also. But we are, okay, surgical methods, in the surgical method we are cutting only either vas deferens or fallopian tube. We are never removing the the primary reproductive organs, that is testis in males and ovaries in case of females, they are not removed. That is not considered as a contraceptive method. Why? Can anyone say?
Because it controls the growth of the body, sir.
Yes. Okay. When you observe here, okay, the primary reproductive organs are not only meant for the production of the reproductive cells, but our gametes, they are also involved in the production of certain growth factors along with different hormones, which are very much essential for the normal growth and development of the organism. That's why it is very, very important that we have to understand the removal of gonads is not considered as a contraceptive method. Okay, that's what you can understand. Okay, it needs to be emphasized that the selection of suitable contraceptive method and its use should always be undertaken in consultation with the qualified medical professionals. So if any couple or if any person, okay, wants to use any contraceptive, okay, in that case, what they have to do means they have to consult a qualified medical professional and they have to take the advice which is the best for them, because all are not suitable for all the members, because they are having certain side effects. So you have to take the suggestions from the qualified medical professional, okay, then only they can use the suitable contraceptive method if they want to prevent a conception for a period of time. And next, one must also remember that contraceptives are not regular requirements for the maintenance of reproductive health. In fact, they are practiced against a natural reproductive event, that is conception or pregnancy. Okay, when you observe here, okay, they are not the regular requirements for the maintenance of reproductive health. Okay, in fact, they are practiced against the natural reproductive event, because the conception and pregnancy are natural events. But against that natural event, we are using this contraceptive. Okay, and there are four, that means by themselves they are using it. One is forced to use these methods either to prevent a pregnancy or to delay or space pregnancy due to personal reasons. Okay, now because of their personal reasons, they are using this contraceptive methods, either to prevent pregnancy or to delay or to space between one pregnancy to the another pregnancy. No doubt the widespread use of these methods were a significant role in checking uncontrolled growth of population. Okay, these contraceptive methods are playing a very important role in controlling the growth of population. However, their possible ill effects, okay, that means the use, okay, some side effects are there no by the use of these methods. So what are those side effects means? However, their possible ill effects like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, irregular menstrual bleeding, or even breast cancer, though not very significant, should not be totally ignored. That means if any person is using contraceptive, if they found any disturbance, okay, if they okay, because some will cause allergic reactions like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding. That means the bleeding will be continued for a longer period of time. Okay, and irregular menstrual bleeding, and sometimes they may lead to breast cancer also because of the chemicals that may be using. So, okay, if they found any such changes in their body, immediately they have to consult the doctor. the medical practitioner, qualified medical professional contact, and we have to take the necessary suggestions, and according to that we have to work. So if anybody is using any contraceptive methods, if they found any changes in their body, immediately they have to consult the doctor and take a necessary treatment. Understood? That is about this contraceptive method. Okay, anybody is having any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay, those who have not sent the answer script, must kindly send by the evening, ma. Okay, by evening. Okay, tomorrow I will check the papers and I'll give the mark by tomorrow. So if you give it by tomorrow, okay, then okay, tomorrow I'll give you the mark. Later on, if you send also, I will not take into consideration. So, okay, even by today evening, okay, you can make sure that, because someone may have some network issues. So that's why I'm giving some time for sending their answer script. Okay, now I got some around 20, 25 like that. Okay, out of 54 members, I got only 20, 22 papers. What about the other members? What they are doing? For 20 marks also you are unable to do, huh? Okay, send it by evening, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.